Hey, good evening. Be there in a second. All right. Oh, wait, no. Okay, that's better. Wow. Hi. Um, Geez. I should have set this over a little bit. How's that? Oh, that looks better. Okay. Hi. Good evening. We are here. Sorry we're late. We are here to play some Stardew Valley. Hopefully everything sounds and looks okay. It's been a little while since I streamed, but whatever. And yeah, so I'm actually gonna sit back a little bit. And how's that? Oh, that actually looks a little better in the picture. Cool, good. Okay, so we're gonna play some Stardew Valley tonight. Apologies for the delay. The cords for my capture device, the micro USB one that falls out, like literally every time, fell out, and I couldn't find it behind my TV, but I found it. So we're gonna play some Stardew. I'm just staring at something on my tablet. I don't care about that. Yeah, so I was playing Dragon Quest yesterday. That's really good. So, okay. And Sara should be here any minute, hopefully. She can drop in. How's the screen look over there? Looks good, right? Yeah. Okay. I kind of moved some stuff around, so if it looks weird, let me know. Oh, it's raining. So we're at the end of summer. Here's Sara. There you are. Hey, I was just about to get started. I only got a sentence in. So we're at the end of summer. We're on day 26 of 28, and I have so much to show you. So the first thing actually I need to do is head over here to all my crates. So I have seasonal ones. So here's my summer one, and let me actually, I ran out of time in the last day, so let me dump some stuff. Yeah, over time, especially if you don't sell everything, you really accumulate stuff. I don't often sell things unless I really have to. Because someone might want, like in, say like Animal Crossing or whatever, somebody might actually want them. So a lot of times, I will hold on to stuff. Let's dump that in there, let's dump that in there, dump that in there, dump that in there, dump that in there, that, and that. Okay. So let's go over here, drop these guys off, drop those guys off. Yeah, I saw, I kind of, earlier, I kind of dashed through your, your video. Like, I just kind of like watched a bunch of clips of it, and I noticed that. That's pretty cool. I can't get rid of the bars. Clay. Bars. Okay, so we'll go back in. Alright, so this is my wife. I married Penny. So we got all gay married. So yeah, so here's my main garden here. So what I do is I always have something that has vines at the top just to kind of fence it in a little bit. So these are hops. So if you, they grow every day once they start growing. They're pretty cool. Yeah, this game is like super queer friendly for every character. Yeah, so we're at the end of the year, so we're going to be pulling a lot of stuff here. Over here is some different stuff. So, actually, let me pause here. So, 2 scarecrows. When you're growing crops, you need scarecrows to keep crows away. You'll notice I have them on each corner. I actually should have them in the middle as well, but I think this season, I only had 1 crow attack anything, so I don't know. It's not that bad. The thing below it, on the top right there, is a lightning rod, which is something that you get, like on a day like this, you'll get batteries via that. Batteries will be used in crafting, and sometimes people want them. And then these are all just, just kind of for show. And, I have some flames, and then I have a seasonal plant here. So let me pull up all this. And pull that up, 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 and pull up all these. And actually remind me to show you something in a second here. One of the things you should definitely buy is the Stardew Valley guide from Fangamer, with artwork by Nina Matsumoto. You should definitely get this. It's a couple hundred pages, 220 something, and it's really helpful. Especially if you're really unsure what you should be doing with different things. The Stardew Valley wiki too, which I think is like actually considered official at this point, is also alright. So my inventory's full, so we can come back, no problem. Alright, so over here we have my horse, and then my cat Mizo. So my inventory's full. Oh, right. So one of the things you should be doing early on in your play is making sure that you get the bigger backpack from the dude in town that has the store. It's a little costly, but you'll definitely need it. You want to build a couple of these, too, that you can dump stuff in, and the mayor comes and picks it up, and you get money for it. I dump anything that has a star. Like, see how everything has a star next to it? I get rid of all that stuff, because that's all worth money. More. And I use anything that isn't a star, I save for crafting. So, I dumped all that, so then, alright, let's go back. And pull up some more. Yeah, we're at the end of the year, so pretty much everything's gonna come up. Yeah, it's definitely a little pricey, but it's like super worth it to have. Because especially once you start going into the mines and stuff like that, you're going to want to bring a lot of stuff back. And if you can't, you might run into, like, a rare item and then not be able to get it back. Or have, you know, some kind of issue with the game or, you know, something. I actually had the game crash the other day on me. At the end of a day. I'd never seen it do that before. Yeah, so here's another lightning rod right here. So then here, anything that's got a star, I get rid of. And then I go down to my chests, and I have a chest for each season up here. So spring, summer, fall, winter, and then this is for seeds. You know, and I store all my seeds in there. And once you start getting more money, you just, you know, buy a lot of seed and just save it. Is kind of how I play. And at the beginning of the year, you can just dive right in. See, I have 21 sunflower seeds that I can do. So then, here's all my crafting places here. So, actually, let's come back to that in a second. So all of these here are they're for plants that only go once. So in other words, yes, you can craft booze. We'll talk about that in a second. They're for things that like don't replenish, like the tomatoes replenish, blueberries replenish. So that way I can just pull them all at once and then reseed them. So I have one of those here, here, and here. These sprinklers here are the quality ones. You need an iron bar, a gold bar, and refined quartz. They do 8 adjacent titles. So basically it's a 3x3 grid. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. So if you do 2 sets of 3s, and then, you know, 2 sets of 3s, etc. Yeah, so up here, actually, we'll come back to this in a second. So eventually, at some point, you get the greenhouse, and I'll show you. I saw the part in the video where you actually looking where you needed to go, but you couldn't figure out what you could do there. I'll show you in a minute. So in here, I have stuff that just grows all year round. So I have some more hops. These are, actually, I forget what they are. These are cacti, and then these are peppers. And then I have some trees in here. So these are cherries and peaches and apricots. And then I have some extra crafting machines here as well, if, you know, needed for some reason. Yeah, I'll show you what you were doing wrong in a minute. And then I have my barns. So it's a rainy day, so everybody's inside. So we gotta pick up everybody's eggs and their feathers and their wool. So I got chickens, ducks, more chickens, a void chicken, and this is a bunny. And then over in here, we've got some cows, some lambs, and some pigs. And they just had, this one's a little one. These two just had a baby. And we got a chocolate milk cow, some more sheep. And they have an auto grabber, so... In fact, yeah, I'm going to run an inventory again. So... Yeah, so the busted up one is a greenhouse that you eventually get. So I also have hay, the silos for hay. At the beginning of the season, I got to get more hay. Actually, in fact, where's my pen? Let me write that down to remember, because they're running low on hay. And then a well, and then up here, here I'll show you. Up here is where you track your progress through completing the quote unquote like completing the game. Your grandfather, as you saw at the beginning, kind of gives you this farm. You can check in with him if you drop a diamond on here. His spirit comes and talks to you and basically tells you how well you're doing. So I have 3 out of 4 candles. So, okay, so over here. So the 2 here are for canning. So you can put pretty much anything in here, veggies, whatever you got. So, like, say for example, right here. Oh, this game gets weird. Don't worry. So I have a jarred. I have pickled hops here, so you can do some pickling and jarring if you want to. This one and this one does juices and liquor. So, and actually I can't do my inventory, but you can put any kind of vegetables, fruits in there, and you can make everything from, alcohol to tomato juice, fruit juices, whatever you got. And then these are cheese and egg makers for making mayonnaise. So, so I have a starred one. So these are all starred. So, okay, so the milk here, you put into the cheese, and it'll make cheese in a couple hours. And then let's see if we got any egg. We got a whole bunch of milks that we can do. And then do we have any non-starred eggs? We don't have any non-starred eggs, but we'll do one anyway. So you put it into the machine, and it does it. So then down here is a recycling machine. If you get junk, this is a seed maker. So let me see. Do I have anything we could put seeds in? No, not really. No. This is for wool. So let's get some wool running on it. This is a churn for coal and for making minerals, and this one's a duplicator. And then over here is where I keep my flowers and my honey, which is affected by what grows nearby it. We'll hop on the horse when you get back. So let's get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that, that, and that. Yeah, so we got cherry wine. And then we need to dump something in there. So let's dump an apricot in there, and it'll give us some juice. And there's my wife, who ignores me and walks right by me. And then you'll find stuff on the ground too. Grapes make wine. Yeah, so Pierre's is where you get your seeds, and always check like in Dragon's Dogma, always check the quest board. Does anybody have an extra emerald? I might, maybe. All right, I'll wait for you. Yeah, when you're in the menu, the time stops, essentially. Which is good. Actually, I gotta stand up too. Oh. Ooh. There we go. Let's see what else we can find up here while we wait for Sarah to get back. Oh, geez. I keep forgetting to refill the one in mine. So, you were up here last night. I was clicking around near the end of your stream, and you walked in here and couldn't figure out what to do. So, at one point, you have to talk to, I think it's the mayor. And I forget what triggers it, but something triggers it. Where the mayor talks to you and suggests that you should get the community center back up and running. So I'll show you what happens. I've done most of it. So yeah, there's 2 things left. So these little guys they're the protectors of the forest. They're these little sprites that help you out. So I've done all this up here. Is all done. So there's a new food pantry. The kitchen's revitalized. I guess for like kids and whatnot. And what you have to do, like I didn't get all the aquarium stuff. So you click on these, and you have to collect stuff. So like the ocean fish bundle, I'm missing one of the fish. So I have the first 3, but I don't have the 4th. And I've done everything else. Yeah, I got the furnace back. I got the office back. I did everything but the bulletin board and that. And then the community center completely comes back. Yeah, it is a lot of work. For sure. It's a lot to do. It's going to take you probably a couple of years in the game to do it all. Because you'll have stuff, you got to kind of keep track of what you have, too. So, yeah, so at midnight, they tell you it's getting late. You have until 2 a.m. to stay up. As long as you're on your farm, though, you're okay. You'll just go to sleep. If you're off your farm, then you're penalized. Yeah, so I have some grass that I grow. In fact, it's the end of the year, so... the end of the season, so we can do that. You can get that to get hay, although you can buy hay, but in the beginning of the game, when you don't have a lot of money, it's not... You're better off growing grass. I also grow grass for the animals as well. And then let's pick up some pine tar over here from our trees. And then, yeah, we're running out of time. I have some traps that I put down. Let's put some more stuff in there, and then 1:10 a.m. Right, time to go. Yeah, it's a lot. And so, hopefully the game doesn't crash like it did the other day. Nope. Excellent. Yeah, so you can trap fish in lakes and ponds, and sometimes you get fish, sometimes you get junk that you can recycle. Yeah, so I made 12,520 yesterday. So on to day 27. So now we're at the end of the season. We got 2 days left, so it's really time to start getting ready for the next season. So let's go see what Penny's doing. Yeah, Penny starts telling you things that you kind of wonder about. A lot of people don't like Penny. I think she's fine. So, alright, let's clear out all this. And we can start pulling down, later on in this day, we can start pulling down stuff. So, yeah, you have your mailbox. This chest can't be moved. I have a light up here, too, because it gets kind of dark. And no, I can't get through. Okay. Sending all my chests. Gotta go pet Mizo. Oh, yeah, so everything came out. So we got some mayonnaise. No, you can only have one cat. Some goat cheese, and then we got some pickled tomatoes, and some more pickled tomatoes. So let's put something in here. What do we want to can? Let's see. Let's can some apricots and some cherries. I don't think I've ever done that before. So let's get rid of our starred stuff. So, I have, later on in the game, they start giving you skill choices, like job classes almost, where you can kind of decide what you specialize in. Like, it's almost like Final Fantasy Tactics or something like that. And one of the things that I have expertise in is foraging. So anything I find on the ground, like spice berries, automatically are starred. So that means you get more money for them, which I think is a good call. Especially in the spring, down in the southern part by the ocean, there's a lot of like shrubs and vines that have all kinds of fruit on them, and you'll end up with like 50 starred, what are they? I forget what they're called. Something berries. And they, they'll give you a lot of money. For sure. So, alright, let's go over and get rid of some stuff. Yeah, and so Generally, until I fill up my inventory like this, I just kind of hold on to things. In case someone wants something, because you'll have residents who will say, yes, it is a sword for the mines. I'll show you the mines in a minute. People might want something from you, so I tend to hold on to them. Let's get rid of our cherry wine. That was what was in that barrel, was cherry wine. Oh, no, wait. It's right here, right? Yep. So, over here, I have honey. These are honey hives. If you put flowers next to them, they come out as different kinds of honey, which is pretty cool. So let's drop down some sunflower seeds and see what happens with that. In fact, because these can all stay in the fall, so let's replenish. Yeah, so it's a sword. Yeah, so we got some paper out of that. Oh yeah, and these guys can go too. So how's our pig doing? How you guys doing? Yeah, so check this out. Yeah, so we got hot peppers. And they just keep growing. See how, like, the they don't go down. So they'll just, like, you can't grow anything in the winter. So you can grow in the greenhouse. And there are some seeds that do grow in the winter, but they're specialized ones. That you have to get. Like, you don't buy them in the store. In Pierre's. Let's get some more hops. Get some more apricots. Hey, everybody. Are we full? Yeah. Alright, I'll show you the mine in a minute. Yeah, so there are, there's some stuff that grows. Let me see if I have any. I don't know if I have any winter seeds. Summer, 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 summer. Yeah, these are all summer. Summer, summer, spring, spring, spring. This is all leftover stuff. Fall. So we'll be pulling those. Fall. Fall. But yeah, there is a little bit that does grow. Not a ton, though. Yeah, so the grape starters, they'll go where the hops are. So, okay, let's go. And get rid of those, get rid of those, get rid of those. Oh, I do have an emerald, yeah, so that's we need to give that to somebody in a second here, and then we'll go up to the mine. Sandy. Oh, yeah. I've put 115 hours into this game. My mother's put like uh, hundreds of hours into this game, and she's still got stuff to do. Sandy, who is Sandy? Do you beat it? Yeah, I guess when you get the fourth candle from your grandfather, technically you beat the game, but you can just, like, my mother did that like 300 hours ago. You know, it doesn't really matter all that much. Here, let me look it up on my phone real quick. Oh, she's the person in the desert. Okay, right. Okay, I think we're back. I guess the internet crashed. Let's just give it a second for the chat to come back. Yeah, sorry about that. That was super annoying. Okay, there we go. Alright, I think it's back. Alright, let me just send a message to Sarah. Okay. Alright, I think we got it. Sarah, is that you that just joined? Good. So, as I was saying, up here is Pam. That's her name, right? Pam. She is the driver of the bus. So you can go to the desert if you pay to go there. And there's some different stuff here. There's some different, food. You can pick up some coconuts. And those cactus fruits that I was growing, because you can buy those. There's a mine up here, but this is a really hard mine. I would not go in there unless you're really ready for a big fight. It's pretty tough for me still. And then in Oasis, there's a town or a shop where you can get starfruit seeds and rhubarb seeds and cactus. And then sometimes they have rare items, but not today. That's okay. And then you can go back to town. The bus runs from, it's about 9:30 to 5. I think it's supposed to be 9, but Pam's always late. So it's just kind of whenever she gets there. Really? Oh, yeah, let's get these here at the end of the season here. Let's get some blueberries. Get some melons. And then some more melons. Oh, there you are. Okay, good. Yeah, the internet crashed, I guess. So I rebooted it, and then everything came back up. So I couldn't tell when you said that it froze. I thought you meant that the screen was freezing, because sometimes, like when you're over here and there's a lot of movement, it kind of slows down slightly, like right there. A lot of times if I walk by that, it kind of slows down, but like, see how it glitched there? But then I realized, you meant no, actually, no, froze. Alright, so let me show you where you use your sword. So you have to go up in the mine. So I can ride my horse. Yeah, and always check the board here by Pierre's for different stuff that you can do for people. And if you go up here, you should definitely check in with Robin at some point too. She sells stuff and upgrades for your farm. She is not a romance interest unless she gets divorced. So you got the mine here up at the top. Now, I've gone through all of it. There's 120 levels that you can do. Yeah, people can get divorced. You can get divorced. So if you marry somebody and, say, a couple of game years from now, you decide you don't like them anymore, yeah, you can divorce. And, yeah, NPCs can divorce. I haven't seen any divorce yet, but I've seen videos on YouTube where people, especially Robin, seems to get divorced from Demetrius, which is interesting. So the mine, there's 120 levels. As you can see here, I've cleared them all. There's this over here that you open up at one point. I'll show you what that does. You can go around town and to the bus stop and to the quarry. It's like a quick travel thing. And then over here you open up at one point. There's a merchant. He's a dwarf, but I haven't learned his language yet, so I can't buy anything from him. I still haven't. Whatever, I forget what you do to get it. So then you can go in, into the mine into level 1, and in level 1, you need your pickaxe and your hidden stones until you find the ladder. So, yeah, so see how I found the ladder? Now, this is all just stone, but you should be, at your level, you should definitely be curating some stone, and notice how I got a copper ore as well. You want to start getting as much ore as you can for crafting purposes. So let's go down a level. And now see these here with the bumps on them? That's copper ore. So especially early in the game, you're going to need to craft things using it. So here's some stone. So here's an enemy. Definitely not a Dragon Quest slime. So this is where you use your sword. And yeah, there's no other enemies in here. Now, you'll notice you see the H and the E. That's your health bar. If you run out of health, you pass out. And when you pass out in the mines, you lose memory of the last couple of levels of the mine that you went in, which are done in variables of 5. So in other words, if you get to 23 and you head out, you only actually got to 20. And you lose items a lot of times too. And in your energy bar, the E, is your energy. So as you're swinging your sword, you can't really see it go down, but as you're using your axe, it'd help if I use the right thing. You're using your axe, you'll see your energy go down, especially when you're, fighting a lot of stuff. So we'll go down to level 3. These first couple levels are fairly straightforward. Because they're just kind of teaching you how to play it. So there's an enemy. So let's get our sword, and we knock it out. So we got 2 ladders down. And they both go to 4. And there'll be gems down here, like earth crystals and various geodes that you need to open. There's a store that you go to. It's run by Clint. And yeah, the first, I'd say the first 10 levels or so are, straightforward. And then they get harder. There's more enemies. There's more enemies that kind of come out of nowhere. Stuff like that. So then, alright, it's 10 p.m. You want to get out of here. In fact, here, I'll show you. You get to 5. So let's find it. Yeah, so, alright, success. We got to 5. So when you get to 5, the elevator will ding. Like, it's not going to do it for me now, because I've already been to all of them, but it's going to ding. And then if you want to leave, you go up. Here, I'll show you again. You go up the ladder on the wall, and it'll take you, speed travel you to the top. Now, I would get out of the mine by 11, because you got to walk if you don't have a horse. There are other things you can get to speed travel, but that's later in the game. So I have my horse, so I can move pretty quick. So, there's really no rush. Another thing that you should know, too, is there's a shortcut up here to cut up to Robin. You can cut up here. I'll show you where it is on the farm. Let's pick up those grapes. So the way up here, if you take it and you go around the top here, you can kind of cut around to Robin and then go over to the mine instead of going through town, which is a pain. Let's talk Amaru. And she's gonna say the same thing over and over again. And then we're going to drop our horse off in his little stable. And we'll drop off some stuff. And it's only 12:20, so we can drop off some more. So this is all stuff you want to hold on to as well. Slimes are used for crafting. Bug meat is used for crafting. Amherst you can get rid of. Quartzes you can get rid of. Copper ore is used for crafting. You need 5 copper ores to make a copper bar. And that's then used in a lot of crafting. Like, so iron fences or iron bars. Fence-wise, you really want to go for the hardwood fences, but you need hardwood. Remind me and I'll show you where the hardwood is. There's a secret place where you get it from. But eventually your goal is to get the hardwood fence, because that's the best fence. The other fences are not, especially the stone and wood, they're not great. Your chests, your mayonnaise machine, that needs a copper bar. Your scarecrows, your bee houses, your kegs, so on and so forth. So tomorrow is the last... Oh, yeah, and here's a battery from the lightning storm. You get a battery pack. So tomorrow we got to knock all this down to prepare for the new season. So that we can hit the ground running. So, last day of the season. So, Penny's already outside. Yeah, so your spouse sometimes will go around and fix things on the farm if you had fence issues. A lot of times, after storms, you'll have fences that are busted. Am I not getting your messages here? Yeah, I'm not. Hold on. Alright, well, I gotta reboot the chat. because I'm not seeing your messages. Chat. Go back. How do I fix this? No, I didn't want to have an ad. Go away. Is it showing up by you? All right, let me try to reboot the Twitch chat on my iPad completely. Hold on. Oh, now they're going through. Okay, hold on. Now I see it. Okay, that was totally weird. There were a whole bunch that did not. I can see them over on my laptop. Now it's working. Yeah. Okay, now it's working. That was weird. You asked about all-nighters. No, you have till 2 a.m. to get home. So if you're on your farm at 2 a.m., you just go to sleep. It's fine. But if you're not, someone will find you and take you home, and there's a penalty. There's like a fine. If you're in the mine, a lot of times, if you run out of energy in the mine, somebody will find you, usually Linus, and he'll bring you home, and you'll forget the last couple of places you were in it. And then if you run out of health, you get injured, and then you have to go to the doctor who does surgery on you. And you usually lose, like, items and stuff like that. Yeah, so Penny starts bugging you about having kids. You have to upgrade your, what's it called? Your house one more time before you can have children. Sorry, let's see what the mail is. Oh, yeah, so the Moonlight Jellies are, no, you do not have to have kids. She'll just keep annoying you about it. The kids aren't really that interesting. My mom did it with her spouse. They just kind of hang out. Like, I don't know. Don't really do much. Yeah, the Moonlight Jellies. This is a cool thing at 10 p.m. Alright, so let's get one more time, get all these guys. Let's go in there and get that corn that looks like it grew. Alright, so we gotta start hacking all this down. Because tomorrow starts a new season and you gotta replant. Oh, I didn't mean to knock that out. Yeah, so everything is in season only. Like, it won't even let you plant it. It'll block you. It'll say you can't plant it. But you could do it in the... if you really wanted to, you could do it in the greenhouse. You know, if you were like really insistent on, oh, I need this, because you can cook too. I don't really do it much, but and if you're going in the mines, you got to bring food. You know, you got to treat the mine like it's like a, you know, an RPG dungeon, basically. Oh yeah, yeah. I grow beer, wine, all kinds of stuff. Right, so now all these, you know, came up, the spangles. And we can regrow that in a bit. Oh, there's miso. Hello, sir. Yeah, so, we do tomato juice with this, so let's put some corn in there and do some corn juice. And then dump everything with a star. And then go back over here to summer for one last time. Dump a bunch of stuff in there. And after a couple of seasons of, you know, a couple of years in game, you'll kind of know what's in each season too, and then be able to kind of, you do it like I do. For sure. Yes, my chests are color coded. So when you build a chest, you see the colors up top. You can, like, I could change the color if I wanted to. But yeah, they're all color coded for different stuff. So this is crafting items. So stuff like slimes, bug meat, iron bars, gold bars, diamonds, flooring, chests, stuff like that. Batteries. Copper ore, earth crystal, stone, clay, quartz, solar essences, torches, slimes, batteries, because it's all stuff that you might need at some point. So then, right here is any kind of ocean life. Ooh, my Amazon order shipped. I finally purchased Hyrule Historia because it was on sale. It was like $15, so I figured that was cheap enough that I could pick up that book. So this is all fish here. I just sold off all my fish inventory. I think it was at the beginning of the season because I needed money for something. And then this is all of my you know, wines and juices. So we have oh yeah, for the price of this game, this game's worth like $300 for how much you pay for it. It's crazy. So strawberry wine, radish juice, hot pepper wine, starfruit wine, mead, corn juice, melon wine, bok choy juice, blueberry wine, tomato juice, grape wine, cranberry wine, cherry wine, yam juice, green bean juice. You know, you experiment. Cauliflower juice, parsnips, wild plum wine, rhubarb wine, apricot wine, salem berries. That was the thing I was trying to remember earlier. Yeah. Oh, this game is like you know, incredibly complicated. Pale ales. So that's all. So I gotta dump tomato juice in there. And then this one is all of my jarred and canned and pickled stuff. And stuff I get from trees. So pine tar, parsnips, apple jellies, there's jellies, duck mayonnaise, jellies, pickled beets, pickled eggplants, cheeses. And that's all stuff, if you cooked more, see, I don't cook much, but you would use that. And sometimes residents will want it. And actually, we can pull those off, too, because we can craft with those. And it's just a matter of getting to know, like, what you craft with and what you don't. And then this is just a dump for junk, basically. Old weapons you can't get rid of, stuff like that. And then this is all seasonal. So spring, summer, fall, winter. So in the winter, you grow winter roots, yams, and crystal fruits. And then seeds. So in a minute, we're going to come back here and get some seeds. So then over here is all of our flowers that we grow our honey with. And then all of our crafting tools. In here, you might have already gotten this, but at some point Demetrius asks you to grow some mushrooms in here. Tell him yes. And then you'll get, a fresh stock of mushrooms every couple days. I think it's like every 3 days, something like that. And say good morning, everybody. Truffles will get dropped by pigs. And you can, I'll show you what you do with those. Oh yeah, here's some more tomatoes. Yeah, so I grow the tomatoes inside because they just stay growing all year round. So the truffle, you put in the truffle machine. And I put the trees in here because they only grow seasonally. So when they're not in season, they don't offer anything. Like in real life. I mean, this isn't, this works pretty much the same. Alright, so let me get stuff out of here. Yeah, we'll go back and get the eggs, too. My mother's farm has so many animals on it. Like, it's pretty wild. Yeah, so if you don't pick up the eggs for a couple days, they'll just keep laying them. Yeah, my mother's farm is yeah, it's massive. I every time I was at the house like a week ago, and I booted it up because she wanted to show me something in it, and I just like I can't believe what I'm seeing. Yeah, so at the end of the season, you want to get all your grass pulled because you'll lose it if you don't. And so that's a storage room right over there. And then, yeah, these are all seasonal trees. So you got to plant... we got to cut this tree down. But if you put the containers here, you can get oak resin... pine tar. Can you increase energy? Yeah. Oh, how do you... I forget how you do it. I've done it a couple times. I think it's at various levels in the game, you get more energy. I forget exactly when, but I definitely have more energy than I started with. Because, yeah, when you're down in the mines, you gotta really watch out. It's not so much the health... It's more your energy. So you gotta bring foods that will, charge you up. It's almost like River City Ransom style, where, like, a burger might help you out, or, something like that. I find that the thing that does really well is cheeses. And any kind of dairy products seem to help a lot in the mines. So, okay, we got some wool. Let's make some wool. And everything else is starred. And we got some goat milk. So let's make some goat cheese. And we'll get rid of some more stuff. And it's just a matter of, you know, being a lot of this game is, so much of it is being logical, and not just like doing like random shit. You know, for example, you know, when you're putting down your sprinklers, you know, they're you know, it's an 8-way grid. So, you know, 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. So if you put 2 1 2 3s here, you know, you got a nice little thing where everybody gets water every day. Because you don't want to have to go around, you know, picking up, you know, with the sprinkler. Or with the water can. So same here. And then what I did over here was it's the same concept. So 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. What I literally did when I was envisioning this here was I printed graph paper off the internet and sat there, and it took a couple tries, but I finally kind of envisioned this space with, okay, here's where the sprinkler goes, here's where the sprinkler goes, here's where the sprinkler goes. And it was able to sit that on my coffee table right here and look down and build this thing. And now it just, every morning the sprinklers run, everything grows, and, you know, it's cool. And then down here, I have some more trees. And here's some more grass over there. This is just I dump stuff in here. I don't need it. Here's another chest, in case I need it to jump. In fact, you know, is there anything to drop off? No. And then this leads down. I'll show you what's down here in a minute. Let's wrap back around. Yeah, I think you really should, you know, extremely plan out your farm and not just try to wing it. My first year, I kind of winged it. And then I started looking at videos on YouTube of what other people do and kind of went, oh. And, you know, it'll make more sense. Once you get a couple seasons in and then you look at what someone else is doing, it'll make so much sense. Let's get some pine tar here. So I fence in everything as well. So this is like my little tree farm over here for when I need wood. Because there'll be craftable items that need wood. And here's who. Oh, we can watch everybody go in. So at 5:30, everybody goes in for the night. Oh, they already went in. Where did you go? Are you going home? So this is my tree farm here on the left, and kind of on the right as well. And normally there's more grass there, but they've ate it all. And then everybody goes in. And they're done for the night. Yeah, you can, like, really, you know, plan this out methodically. And I'd say it takes probably a year at least. You have to go through all the seasons, see what happens in each season, and then kind of take it from there. So, alright, let me show you what's south. Excuse me, Mizo. So I got my horse. And I would say, you know, the quicker you get a horse, the quicker you can, you know, really move quick. So Marnie's over here. We're going to have to visit her to get some stuff. Because everybody needs hay. So over here, a couple days a week, there's this person who sells random stuff. Sometimes it's like rare stuff that you need, like a super cucumber, sea cumber, cave carrots, puffer fishes. She's got spring onions, crystal fruits, slimes. Actually, I need a Dorado for something. model ships, and then rare seeds. Rare seeds, grow. Um, for the stuff in the community center, sometimes she'll have what you need. You just got to get her on the right day and just pay for it. Why not? So then, if you go over here, the wizard's house is over here because there's a wizard. I told you this game was weird. And then over here, and you'll in your game, if you go over here, you'll see there's rocks blocking it off. So what you need is the pickaxe. So I have the gold one. You need not the original pickaxe, but whatever the second one. I think it's I guess it's probably silver or platinum or something like that. I forget. But whatever that one is will then open up in here, and I'll show you what's in here. This is a secret level where there is the axe. Excuse me. Where there's hardwood. And I'll show you what you do with hardwood in a minute. Let me just kill these slimes. Let me show you another thing, too. Okay, so say you're in the mine and you're hitting rocks, and then an enemy comes at you. Well, you want to be able to switch real quick, and I know you're playing on PC, so it's a little different. So on the Switch, you use the R and L's to go through the menus. One of the things you want to do is have your weapon in the same column as your pickaxe. So you're hitting rocks. Oh, here comes an enemy. You want to be able to hit R and have your sword available to you. Don't try to, it's over here, because that's going to take too long. And that was something I picked up, real early. Oh, you can do it with your mouse. Okay, perfect. Oh, okay, then that's perfect. Yeah. Yeah, the Switch controller isn't super eloquent for this. We got to go to the moon jelly thing. Yeah. Alright, hold on a second. There was something else I was going to show you, but that's okay. Yeah, so we got to go down to the beach. Yeah, so what you'll see in the game is every season there's a couple of community ceremonies. There's a dance at one point in the spring. There's a fishing tournament. There's there's a whole bunch of different stuff. Unfortunately, we're like pretty far away, so we gotta hurry up. Oh, crap. So this is the jellyfish, the moon jellies. So everybody will be here. When you get married, you gotta talk to this guy. Or no, this is the wizard. Okay. There's another guy that hangs out here that you have to get a ring from. Yeah, so this is Marnie. And Alex. And Haley. And the missus. And the kids. And Abigail. think is Emily? No, remind me in a second once we're out of this day, and I'll look it up. I think Emily is not in a relationship. Because you can look in the menus. And here's Clint. When you're in the mines, you're going to run into different stuff, geodes and things like that. You have to take them to Clint, and he opens them up for you. Yeah, some people are already in relationships, like Jody. Her husband, Kent, is not in the game for the first year because he's in the military. And he's off, I don't know, in Iraq or whatever. And he comes home, and Jody's weird. If you show Jody any kind of, like, friendship, she, like, really, attaches herself to you. And she starts giving you gifts and all kinds of stuff like that. Which is interesting. And, she doesn't quite, like, flirt with you, but, like, you kind of get the vibe she's not happy being married. So then you have to talk to the mayor. And then you have to talk to him a second time to get... In any of these events like this... You have to talk to the mayor the second... It took me a little while to figure this out. But you have to talk to him a second time. And then... the event will actually proceed. So we hit yes. And then we'll watch the moon jellies. Here they come. They look like Metroids. And then the moon jellies, yeah, they go off. Nobody seems to know where they go. So one of the things with this game, too, is there's mentions of other places. Haley and I think Alex are from the city. And Haley always talks about, like, how she wants to go back. Unless you romance her, and then she really... takes a liking. She's kind of like a dumb blonde kind of trope. Unless you romance her, and then she changes a lot. There's mentions of a war. That's what Kent is in with another, I guess, nation state. I don't, they're vague about it, but there's mentions that there are other places to go. And one would assume at some point. I know there's an update coming to the game pretty soon that they'll expand, because this game sells buckets of games every day. So I'm sure they're gonna expand. Yeah, there's an update. The person that does this game tweets sparingly, but tweeted about maybe 3 weeks ago that there is an update coming. Yeah, so then they take you back to your home, and let's just take a look real quick. All right, we got everything out. We're gonna start fall tomorrow. What time is it? 10. We'll go till 10 o'clock, and then I gotta go to sleep. All right, whatever. I can deal with all that tomorrow. And then we go home. Mizo always sleeps in the kitchen for some reason. And we go home. And that's the end of summer. Oh! We have another goat. They don't really tell you when your animals are pregnant. It just kind of happens. And then we have to name them. So I usually just hit the randomizer until I get a cool name. And what the last thing we'll do, we'll look up Emily. So fall begins. So up in the menus, you can see your inventory, you can see your skills. So I'm pretty high up on I've conquered 10 on farming and foraging, 9 on mining, 7 on fishing, and 7 on combat. Social. So I've got Penny, my wife. See Jody, I got a 4 with. And then Pam, Gus, Robin. I'm buds with Robin. Emily is single. So the single women in the game are Penny, Lee, who lives south of you, south of your farm, below Marnie, Abigail, Emily, Maru, who lives with, that's Robin's daughter, Haley, and there might be one more. No. That's it. So, yeah, so there's a whole bunch of choices, and there's the map. I've been pretty much everywhere at this point. One of the things I haven't been in is the sewer down in the south. There's a key for it, and I do not have it yet. There's a ruined house, the Wizard's Tower. You deal with him sometimes. I've been to the desert. I've been to the spa. Oh, you go to the spa when you romance Penny. When you get to a certain amount of... So every... Here, I'll show you in the social. So, every 2 hearts, you have a scene with your person. So even if it's a friendship thing. Like Jody at 4 hearts invites you over for dinner one night. She says, hey, why don't you come over? You're such a good friend. Why don't you come over for dinner? And, you go over for dinner. It's not, you bring something. It's not a big deal. But with the person that you're romancing, if they're single, you do different stuff with it, with them. Penny's... I forget what the first one was. The second one was she kind of runs into you around town. And there's a cut scene where you just, talk to each other, and she's real nervous about it. And then there's one where you go to the trailer that her and her mother, Pam, live in, and you help her clean up before Pam comes home, and Pam gets mad at you because she doesn't want to acknowledge that they're poor. Because her husband, Penny's father, left them, and Pam's a bit of a drunk. And ever since the bus went out, which you fix, she just like drinks at the bar all day. And then there's another one where you just kind of go on a date. And then there's another one where you go to the spa, where Penny sends you a note in the mail. And she says, meet me at the spa tonight. And you go up there. And I have screen grabs of all of this if you want to see it. But you go up there and Penny meets you there. And you go swimming in the spa together. And then you like make out. And, you share a very intimate moment. And it's not like, pervy or anything. But like, it's a very intimate moment that you share with her. And then after that, your girlfriends. And then once you get to 10 hearts, you have to get to 12. There's a couple things you have to do. You have to give them, if you give your person gifts, you can give 2 gifts a week. You see the little gift with the 2 boxes. You have to learn what your people like and dislike. And if you give them things that they like, you'll gain affinity. Like in Mass Effect, or it's like a BioWare game, basically. Where if you give in Dragon Age 2, if you give Meryl something she likes you, and if you don't, she hates you. Or whoever in those games. Scout Harding. Scout Harding. My adorable little scout. That BioWare made it seem like you could romance, and then at the end she says, let's talk about that later, and then there's no later. It really made me mad. Yeah, it's like a BioWare game, basically. And once you get to 12 hearts, you propose. So there's a tradition in town. You have to get this, it's like a bouquet. Well, no, first, you have to get a bouquet from Pierre to announce your intention that you want to date. And in the marriage, you have to go on the beach when it rains. Yeah. There's a guy that hangs out there that sells, they're essentially engagement rings. And then you propose, she says yes, and then 3 days later you get married. And there's Mayor Lewis does the ceremony, everybody shows up, and then you're married. And then she moves in with you, as you can see. And you can advance your house from here, but then you have kids. And the kids, I don't know, from what I've seen in my mother's game, they just kind of like sit there. They don't really do much. And they don't grow up. So, like, I don't know. I'm not really too interested in it personally. But, whoa, what was that? That was weird. And then, yeah, the kids, I don't know. It's not for me. You can see your collections of, I'm still missing a couple of things that I haven't gotten. Like, you can see all the fish. I'm missing a lot of fish. And some artifacts. I got most of the minerals. And that's all stuff you get in the mines. And yeah, I haven't done much cooking. And yeah, achievements. Yeah, so I don't have I haven't earned 1 million yet, but I'm probably getting close. The museum. Oh yeah, you can go to the museum and you can donate stuff there too. That's where Penny Penny teaches the children there. Yeah, you can get a bunch of friendships. You can catch every fish. Yeah, I mean, this is all like Animal Crossing, Harvest Moon kind of stuff. So yeah, so that's yeah. So let's boot out. Now, one of the things to remember is the game only saves at the end of each day, so there's no auto save. So midday, if you screw something up, just reset and try it again. Or say you die in the mine, just reset the game. You know, you won't lose much probably. Um, but yeah, it saves when you go in bed, so keep that in mind. Yeah, and I think yeah, take one day at a time, and I think the thing I did in the first, I'd say, year is just figure out how the game works. I watched a lot of YouTube videos. If you ever have a question about something, just pick your phone up and do a search, and somebody's done a video about it. Yeah, I'm telling you, the book, is super helpful. Like, I can tell you in a second here what Emily likes and dislikes. Where is it? Emily. Yeah, I think Nina worked on this. Yeah, here we go. Emily. So, Emily likes, she likes wool, cloth, burgers, emeralds, aquamarines, rubies, amherst, topazes, and jades. Another thing you need to know about, too, is people's birthdays. If you give them something on their birthday, you get a lot of bonus points towards hearts. That can be like, you can get, like, if you give them something they really like, you can basically get like triple points for it. But if you give them something they don't like, it can affect you negatively. She also likes daffodils. She does not like ice cream, spicy food, rice pudding, salmon, fish tacos, and maki rolls. Her birthday is spring 27. So if you give her stuff on her birthday, you get bonus hearts, which is pretty useful for sure when you're trying to romance somebody. So you have to keep track of. There's a calendar by Pierre's shop next to the billboard. Next to that is the community calendar, like an Animal Crossing, which gives you events and it gives you everybody's birthdays. Penny's is fall 2 or 3 or something like that. Yeah, not a problem. Happy to help. Feel free to always ask. I've put 100 and something hours into this game. So I kind of, at this point, I feel like I'm pretty good at it. Although there's stuff still that, like, I have to kind of look up too. But this game is, like, crazy deep. For sure. Like, surprisingly deep. So yeah, so what else have I been playing? Dragon Age 11, the Echoes of an Elusive Age, the demo. Apparently this demo is like 10 hours of gameplay. I played like an hour so far. It's really good. Blazing Chrome. You might be interested in Blazing Chrome. Blazing Chrome, it's it's in the vein of, say, Contra, Gunstar Heroes, that kind of thing. And it's actually a game, like, it would be better playing 2-player from what I play, because it's kind of hard, like Gunstar Heroes is. That would be, like, a good game for, like, the two of us to, like, play with, like, pro controllers. I think it would be way better. That'd be, like, a good, like, Extra Life Day game. Yeah, actually, yeah, we should actually do that on Extra Life Day. Play Blazing Chrome. Mario Tennis. 20XX is it's like a Mega Man clone, kind of. Like, the opening is like a total ripoff of Mega Man 2. But it's also a roguelike, which sounds really interesting. Like, okay, that's interesting. But, I don't know. It's kind of buggy and hard, and it's very clearly supposed to be played for co-op online, but, nobody's ever on the co-op. So, it's like $10. Shadows of Adam is a newish RPG, very 16-bit, think Lunar, Phantasy Star 4, like that, like Sega Saturn, Sega, Genesis era, Lufia, stuff like that. And then, the Castlevania collection, we've been playing through that, for a while. We're going to come back in streams in October. We're going to play a whole bunch of games on this. I just streamed through the Japanese Castlevania 3, which is awesome. That game rules. And then, actually, let me go back. Wait, what did I do here? Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. And then, Mario Maker, which I haven't played a ton of. Mario Maker's cooler in theory than it actually plays, unless you're, like, really into it, which I only kind of, vaguely. Dragons Builders, Octopath. I still haven't finished Octopath Traveler. I have 2 more bosses to beat, and they're, like, really, really hard. So I probably have to grind, and I just haven't felt like it. I probably have to grind up some characters, and yeah, well, I just kind of got stuck. I forget which people it is, but they're just the end bosses. The first forms are fine, and then their second forms are just brutal, and I just haven't hit that. Like, with a lot of them, you just kind of hit a point where you just kind of luck out on a turn, and then you get them. But I need to grind, probably. So, but yeah, Castlevania Collection's awesome. Yeah, so Octopath, you don't need to grind that much until you do. And you'll know when you do. Like, you'll hit like a brick wall, basically, and you'll be like, alright, I gotta go grind for a while. And I just haven't been in the mood for that, really. I'd like to finish it at one point, but I just haven't gotten to it. The Castlevania Anniversary Collection is awesome. So it's 1, Simon's Quest, Dracula's Curse, Super Castlevania, the 2 Game Boy games, which the first one sucks. The second one's pretty good. Castlevania Bloodlines, and Kid Dracula, which has never been officially or legally, I guess, translated into English before. Kid Dracula's awesome. And then what they did was, a couple weeks after the game came out, they put all the Japanese versions on it as well, as an update. So the first Castlevania, the Japanese version, is more or less the same game. Simon's Quest has some stuff that's different, but it's still this weirdo, creepy, I don't even know what the hell is happening in that game. A lot of the time. And then Dracula's Curse is decently different enough that I streamed through it and beat it. And then Super Castlevania just has some graphical differences. And then I think Bloodlines is kind of different. But it's all the Japanese versions around there too, which is, super cool. I think that's, for I think it's like $20. It's well worth it. And in October, we're gonna, like we did last year, we're gonna play a bunch of Castlevania games. Um, I still gotta beat Symphony of the Night on stream. I'm right at the end. And then, yeah, Shadows of Adam's cool. Blazing Chrome. Yeah, Blazing Chrome would be a great game for like Extra Life Day. Just like really pound on it with 2-player. Yeah, I think Castlevania games are honestly, I think, my favorite ones to stream because they're just so like playable and streamable, and there's always interesting stuff happening. Um, and I've done most of them at this point. I think the only one I haven't done is Bloodlines of all those early ones because we did Rondo, we've done Symphony of the Night, we've done Dracula X, we've done Super Castlevania. We beat Super Castlevania. We beat Rondo on stream. We beat Super Castlevania. We beat Castlevania 3, both American and Japanese. We streamed Simon's Quest. I don't think we beat it, though, because that game, again, is weird. And we definitely streamed the first Castlevania. I'm pretty sure you were there for that one, because that game's hard. So, yeah, Bloodlines. We're going to do Bloodlines in October. We're going to do some stuff at Rondo also, because there's some exits that I haven't cleared in that playthrough. So we got to try to figure out those. There's a couple of characters to rescue, too. The other women besides Maria and the other one. But yeah, hopefully there's another Castlevania collection. I mean, Konami gave a crap enough to put the Japanese versions on it, so that's a good sign. They're involved with the TurboGrafx 16 retro console too, so that's a good sign as well. Yeah, because they could do Symphony of the Night, Rondo of Blood, Dracula X. You start getting into bad games. Well, Castlevania Chronicles, that's another really good one on the PlayStation. And in the GBA, Aria Sorrow and Order of Ecclesia. Jeremy Parrish was just streaming Aria Sorrow the other night. That game rules. Yeah, hopefully that means they're going to do more. And the Genesis retro console's coming out pretty soon. I think it's next month, I think. I know I pre-ordered it. I pre-ordered that and the TurboGrafx one. Because I figured, what the hell, why not? And the Genesis one looks like it's got a lot of good games on it. That's going to be really cool. There's not that much missing that I would put on it. There's a couple games. Crusader Ascenti. Some of the sports games that they can't license. You know, obviously like NHL 94 and stuff like that. But yeah, that's coming out soon. And yeah, the TurboGrafx retro console. I can't believe we're getting... That's amazing. You know, we're getting that. And who knows what's next with that stuff. It's pretty wild. I thought after they did that NES Classic, that after that, it'd just be like, okay, well, that was cute, but then everybody's doing it now. So that's really cool. And Sega Ages is still going on. They just put out Outrun and and Phantasy Star. They did a really good job with the Phantasy Star version. It's really, really good. So yeah, good stuff. Overall, we'll have to do another playthrough of Streets of Rage 2, of course, and Gunstar and whatnot. So, yeah, alright, I'm gonna go. I gotta get to bed. I get up early, because, the whole, school year thing starts tomorrow, and whatever. I have class at, when do I have class? 9:30. Where do I have class? I don't know. I'll figure that out in the morning. I'll look it up when I get to campus. I don't. Yeah, actually, I'm not sure. I think I know where it is, but whatever. I can figure it out tomorrow. That's fine. But yeah, no, good stream. I should be back into the groove for streaming now. It looks like during the school year we're gonna stream on Wednesday nights at 10. It looks like. It looks like that's gonna be the time. I mean, I just kind of hopped on tonight because you wanted me to do this, but and it's fine. But I think Wednesday nights is gonna be the night. For me, and we got to get you back on a routine too with yours, for sure too. So, all right, cool. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna feed Puzzle, and then he heard his name, and I'm gonna go to sleep, and then hopefully, tomorrow will go well, and yeah. So, all right, cool. Talk soon.